most of the stuff that we're going to be talking about today is not actually the stuff that happened on the field of play. That's what happens when the Republic of Ireland captain stops in the mix zone after a Premier League match and gives an explosive interview to none other than our own Nathan Murphy. Seamus Coleman, baby, take it away.
Keith, as I'm sure you'll know, will defend his role now as a pundit and all that, but as a captain, do you take it all more to heart, the criticism as what's been said about the players around you?
Yeah, I do have to bite my tongue at times. You know,
go on, let loose.
No, I won't. No, look, Keith has got a job to do. I think, you know, Keith is really taking the punditry. I think, you know, he might have been, you know, trying to make a name for himself or being a little bit harsh the last night, and you know, that's his job now, that's his role. When he was a player, it was his job to be a player, it was his job to get on the ball and make things happen, and you know, at times he didn't do that.
Oh, zing, 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 zing. Now, so it seems as if there's a little bit of miscommunication here, because Seamus Coleman said that he said we were the worst Ireland team ever and he would have been part of teams that weren't very good, as in Keith Andrews was part of it. He's talking about Keith Andrews, right? And that's not what Keith Andrews said. Keith Andrews did say, like, it's been the worst year in a long time. I mean, maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe it really doesn't matter. What's happened here is the Ireland captain has gone in over the ball, 2 feet, straight for the knees of Keith Andrews.
Well, that would suggest that it's not fair game.
The worst year in a long time. Tommy's correcting me, yeah.
Like, going 2 feet over the ball, I think it's more of a robust challenge, gets the ball, and I think the player who he's tackled is just kind of like, fair enough. Oh, I'm kind of shocked by how tough that tackle was, but fair enough, you got the ball. I haven't heard what Keith has to say, but certainly if I was in that position, maybe without the misquoting, it's all fair game there. And you know what? Maybe I'm sure Keith will relish the blasting back at Seamus Coleman, and Seamus Coleman will relish blasting back again.
Well, it's funny because at one point he goes, I think he's trying to make a name as a pundit. It's like, well, his name is made now, baby. This is like, he's got your attention, he's got everybody else's attention. This is it. And like, it's mad because it was just after Jonathan Walters was the pundit over the entire 90 minutes. So Nathan had a good day yesterday.
The best part about it is that it's Seamus Coleman speaking in such a nice manner. Like, everything he says is like, oh, this is a very delightful thing. It's like, wait a minute, what's the content of what you're saying again? It's almost more cutting because Seamus Coleman is saying it in his
so politely and
his nice Donegal accent.
Goaded onto it by Nathan. He's like, no, I'm not going to get carried away. I'm just going to say this again and again. And just in case you missed the point, I'm going to reiterate it a third time. And he comes around for a loop and a loop and a loop. It's like surgical suturing. I mean, look, he's making the point that the team are together, that there's a collective will in the group and the squad, but that we've got a bunch of players in the championship, and I've been injured for a year, Robbie Brady's been out for a year, James McCarthy's been out for a year. That's 3. Well, I'm not going to put myself in the same. That's 2 decent internationals right there who've been missing for a year, and we're like, no, it's all right. But you're part of that club. Come on, captain. You can do it. Like, it's a brilliant 4 minutes of post-match analysis of everything that's happened. And he also says that he's seen 3 or 4 managers go at Everton, and he said it before, that the players have to step up and take responsibility, that it's not all just on the manager. Now, all of that stuff is going to get lost in the fact that he's had a go at Keith Andrews. You can see the headline there, Seamus blast back.
Yeah.
Hitting back. Okay, so the Sun didn't...
Then it goes into Jose and a couple of the back pages and stuff like that.
We'll get to the rest of the back pages in a couple of minutes' time. But look, it was immediately picked up as soon as we put the video live last night. And you can check it on all our social channels, youtube.com/offtheball. You know, hit subscribe there. Anytime we put something good like that up, you'll get a notification for it. I don't know, it's just really interesting because, like, he's obviously pissed off, and he's not just pissed off about the quality of the football that he's seen, he's pissed off about the stories around this and how it's being reported, and the fact that it is his former teammates. And look, I think that it's a great sign for Keith and Keith Andrews' career that this is what's going to happen in the future, that his former teammates are going to start calling him out, because that means he's telling the truth.
Yeah.
Or he's at least at a level where they're paying attention to him, and that's not been the case for around the Ireland team for the former players for a long time. So I think everybody's a winner in this one.
I think it's certainly, exactly, and I think it's certainly a better rebuttal, and it's an actual rebuttal than a certain other pundit who said last week, well, who has Keith Andrews managed? How can he slag off the management when he hasn't managed anybody? It's Robbie Savage, by the way, which, and the irony, not lost on anybody with that particular tweet. So at least Seamus Coleman's actually addressing him and giving the punditry a bit of respect, and you know, like, so much respect for that in terms of sticking up for your own management. And it clearly is just the way this group of players feel, because we've heard it from a number of other players that, you know, the players need to front up and actually take a lot of the responsibility. And to be honest with you, that's probably just the honest view of a lot of these players, that they can do better themselves. So you know what, it's good to see Martin O'Neill fighting back last week, saying I am good. It's good to see Coleman fighting back as well yesterday with that fighting talk, and it will be a lot worse if they were lying down and just saying, yeah, you know what, Keith Andrews is right.